Okay, you guys have a quiz in here tomorrow over exponents. So I wanted to make sure that we went over the exponents more carefully. So if you have a dry erase board at home and a marker, go ahead and grab that. If you have paper and pencil, go ahead and grab that, and let's start doing these problems. So the very first problem is going to be parenthesis 18, x to the negative 8, y to the 7th, parenthesis 2 to the negative 3, x to the negative 1, y to the 5th. So here we go. This is a piggy bank problem. So what we're going to do is going to put numbers with numbers. So this is going to be 18 times 2 to the negative 3, x to the negative 8 times x to the negative 1, y to the 7th times y to the 5th. Okay? Then we're going to go ahead and say, play the game, should I stay or should I go? If it has a positive exponent, it stays, like that's where y18 stays. And 2 to the negative 3 goes to the bottom and becomes positive. This, for the x's, you're going to add the exponents. And the same thing for the y's. So then you have 18 over 2 times 2 is 4 times 2 is 8. X to the negative 9, y to the 12th. I'm going to extend that bar, and you're going to reduce. 18 over 8 is going to reduce down to 9 over 4. X goes to the bottom and becomes positive, and the y to the 12th stays on top, and this is what you get. Okay? Next, go ahead and pause me and write this down. Okay? Now, what we're going to do is we're going to look at this entire thing and we're going to say, okay, what's going on with this? I have 3 sets of parentheses, and those 3 sets of parentheses each have an exponent on the outside. The first one has an exponent of negative 2, so I'm going to put on missing exponents, and I'm going to distribute the negative 2 in. So that's 2 to the negative 2 over 5 to the negative 2, x to the 12th, y to the 18th. Understanding that if I extend that, the x and the y are in the top. Times, now we're going to go to the second parenthesis, and there's an exponent on the outside, and again, we're going to multiply that. So that's going to be x to the negative 15, y to the negative 9. And then the last one has an exponent to the 0 power, which means the entire thing goes away. We don't even have to calculate it. So now we can extend that bar, and now we can say, should I stay or should I go? The 2 to the negative 2 goes to the bottom and becomes positive 2 to the 2 squared, and then 5 to the negative 2 goes to the top and becomes 5 squared. I'm going to add my exponents together on my x's and on my y's. 5 squared is 25, 2 squared is 4. That's going to be x to the negative 3, y to the 9th. Extend that bar. Play the game, should I stay or should I go? The 25 stays, the y to the 9th stays, the 4 stays, but the x to the 3rd goes to the bottom. And you are done. Okay? Next, 4 to the 7x times 4 to the 2x. Now, what you're going to notice is that the 4s are exactly the same base. So since the bases are the same, you can simply add the exponents. So that gives you 4 to the 9x. And yes, you are done. Next, same thing. Go ahead and put on your missing exponents and distribute that in. So that's 3 to the negative 2 over 2 to the negative 2. D to the negative 4, e to the positive 30. Extend that bar and play the game, should I stay or should I go? The 2 goes to the top, the 3 goes to the bottom. The D goes to the bottom, and the E stays. 2 squared is 4e to the 10th. 3 squared is 9d to the 4th. Done. Next, these are powers on the outside, so I'm going to multiply them. That's negative 24 times x to the positive 24. Add those exponents together, and you're going to get x to the 0. Anything to the 0 power is always a forever 1. Next, the c's are attached by division, so we are going to subtract those exponents. The d's are attached by division, so we are going to subtract those exponents. 14 minus 23 is going to be c to the negative 9, d to the negative 6. Put that over 1 and play the game. Should I stay or should I go? They both are going to go to the bottom, giving you 1 over c to the 9th, d to the 6th. And the last problem we're going to talk about for the review is this one right here. Notice only the numerator has the parenthesis and the power around it. So put on your missing phantom exponents. So distribute that in. So that's 3 to the 4th, r to the 8th, s to the negative 12, over 4r to the negative 7, s to the negative 10. 3 times 3 is 9, 3 times 3 is 9, 9 times 9 is 81. Ooh, I have no idea what just happened there. No idea. 81 over 4. Go ahead and subtract your variables, exponents. Keeping in mind, when you subtract, they're all the way at the top. Yes? Okay, so then you're going to reduce. 81 is not divisible by 4, so you just leave it as 81 over 4. This creates, double negative creates a positive, making that r to the 15th. Double negative creates a positive, making that s to the negative 2. Should I stay or should I go? That's going to be 81 stays, the 4 stays, the r to the 15th stays, but the s to the negative 2 goes to the bottom. That is your review for the quiz that you are going to have tomorrow. If you have any questions, please come and ask me.